Hello everyone! We're recording a video for the website known as YouTube. This video will be entitled Miles and the... I don't know yet. We'll figure that out in post. Part whatever. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Am I poking around? I guess I'm still poking around. You got any? It's been, as you could probably guess, it's been a few days. Safe wasn't open at the time of the fire. You could tell because the inside wasn't burnt, right? Yes, and thanks to the safe's fire resistance, the smuggling evidence was preserved. Aren't safes great? They hold the wonderful promise of treasures within, and keep them safe. Well, this one certainly did have a few inside. Okay, do you think this looks well, I mean, you're not really too young for it, but, well, as far as I'm concerned, you're 12, which is, I mean, not necessarily too young to be learning about the reproductive system, but I don't know, it's a bit strange energy to have a stranger talk about it to a 12-year-old. So you know what? Moving on. Ambassador, what exactly used to be here? It used to be a snack. A snack? Oh, I'd love a snack. If you want a snack, how about you take this coupon for one alabastian or babble? Which one am I again? I'm a babalalian snack. If you even mention alabastian snacks to me, I'll grab one of those knives. But it looks like they're all burned up. I guess we'll have to reprint them. No matter how fast we print them, they always disappear so quickly. Is the Babalese tourism industry really that hot right now? Well, hot in what sense? Hot like the fires that have consumed the embassy? Yes, shit's kind of fucked right now. Of course! Although recently the most popular vacation destination has been the Republic of Borgina. But we refuse to lose to them, so we've been hard at work promoting Babalal. Interesting. I've recently returned from a trip to Borgina myself. Oh, and how did you like it? It was alright. I probably shouldn't bring up the fact that I was a suspect on the flight home. It's the charred remains of a fallen ceiling fan. Okay, we must do a 21-gun salute for this fallen warrior. I've seen a few of those before. Burned up ceiling fans? They spin around and around and play music. I believe you're thinking of a musical mobile for babies. That's it. But they're nothing alike. They're totally alike. They spin those babies right round. Like a record, Edgeworth. Like a record. Kids these days, they don't even know about that shit anymore. I see. I guess I can say you might think that. I like how that reference is dated on two levels. A, you know, the song, and B, the concept of a record. Which, I mean, was technically out of date at the time of the song they're referencing, but it was still, like, in the popular, like, consciousness, you know? But, like, I don't, do kids know what records are these days? That'd be like, I don't know. If I were to talk about a record to like a 7th grader, would that be like the equivalent of when I was in 7th grade, somebody talking about the fucking phonograph? I don't know. It appears that you know, as you can probably guess, I don't talk to too many 12-year-olds, because, well, I'm not Edgeworth. It appears that Mr. Coachen's body has been taken in for an autopsy. A white outline is all that's left to tell the tale of his murder. So this is the real Prima Duck statue. This is really valuable, right? He's not here. That's what they say. I do love her boxing idol animation. I don't know, something about it really gets me.
Hold it!
Okay, you're not seriously considering the theft of the statue, are you? No way, Mr. Edgeworth. I wasn't thinking about anything like that. I was just calculating in my head how much the statue's worth. If it were in my pocket. That sounds mighty suspicious to me. Or as the kids might say. Ambassador, would you happen to know what these charred remains are of? I don't know, actually. But I don't think there was anything there that should have been flammable. And so it remains a mystery as what was burned here. Mystery, eh? Miles Edgeworth and the mystery of the charred junk mail. A grandfather clock. This one resembles the one in Alabast. What makes the clock a grandfather, by the way? Oh, that clock has been with us since... that clock has been with us since we were back in Cadopia. I was pretending to be K for a second. That's one big clock. Hey, son of a bird that pops out like a cuckoo clock? I'm sorry, but no, do not compare us to that vile, vile nation again. I'm sure you'll love its chime. Yeah, that's the new bit. Guy who has a weird hatred for Switzerland. You know, I don't know exactly where it goes from there, but that's got legs, man. Some dude just hates the Swiss. Which, there's a couple reasons. Hate's a strong word. I wouldn't say I got beef with the Swiss, but come on. They're not like Luxembourg in terms of like completely inoffensive countries. Editor's note, honestly, I don't really know that much about Luxembourg, if I'm being completely honest. So, you know, maybe if they do some fucked up shit, cut that out in post. Or like Liechtenstein? Oh, Liechtenstein, they ain't ever done nothing, man. Probably. Time sure flies by when I'm involved in an investigation. It's not that late, the night's only just begun. Okay, it's not good for you to stay up late, you know. Yeah, Gramps. Gramps? That's not my name. My name is Edgeworth. Miles Edgeworth. Looks like all the souvenirs suffered some damage from the fire. I just don't believe it. Murder on top of arson? Don't you mean arson on top of murder? Make it a double? What a disgrace to the name of the Yatagratu. The fake Yatagratu is guilty of much more than just theft, it seems. I know, because if it were me, my first priority would have been to loot this bookshelf. You would steal ordinary souvenirs you can buy virtually anywhere? You can't buy them anywhere. Each one is specific to location and has its own value. And items that have memories attached to them are the most valuable of all. But could you really rob someone of their valuable memories just like that? No, well, because even if I take the souvenir, I can't take the owner's memories yet. I gotta, you know, get a few more levels. Take the memory theft perk. We still don't know where the blade of the Bobolese and knife went. Could it be the killer walked away with it? Or could it be that it's in my gut? I have been killed. Kay! You will have to finish the case on your own. You got anything to say, bud? Now then, Ambassador, I'd like to ask you about your movements before the fire broke out. Before the fire? Which fire are you talking about? Which one? There was more than one tonight? Oh, I see. I guess you didn't hear about it. The fire is my burning passion for Babalol. We had 2 fires here at the Babalese Embassy tonight. What a bother all of that was. Wait, but the only fire we know about is the one after the Jam and Ninja show. Ah, well, the first occurred at the start of the Jam and Ninja show. Luckily, only the 4th and 5th floors of our embassy caught on fire. Not wanting to cause a panic among the theater-goers, we decided to keep it internal. Then the fire after the Jam and Ninja show was the second one of the night? Exactly. So the fire I witnessed was the second one. Come to think of it, didn't Detective Bad make a reference to the first fire? Brother, I don't know. That was a lifetime ago. You can't pull that shit. And I will say, you bringing it up appreciate it, because I remember that shit. I didn't pick up on it, if I'm being honest. If he did say that shit, allegedly. When was this photo taken? You apparently radio through flares. Okay. I wouldn't have really thought of that as two separate incidents. I would have just thought of it as like the fire spread. But I'm glad they at least specifically call it out, because this is like super ambiguous to me. I would not assume this means two separate fires. I suppose that means like two separate incidents, you know. I would think of like, because I mean, if you have like, it starts as one fire and then it becomes multiple, you know. I suppose that means this photo was taken just after the first fire was put out. Okay, but after the first fire on the 4th and 5th floor. Then what was the extent of the damage in the second fire? Coffee machine. Burnt to crisp. Coffee? Absolutely fucked. The second fire was contained to this floor, the 3rd floor. I think it was leftover embers from the fire on the floors above that caused it. That's how should I put this? A very bad stroke of luck? My office on the 5th floor. Manny's office here. And Manny himself, all gone in the blink of an eye, blink of a blaze even. I feel so sorry for you, whatever your name is. Oh, look at me going on and on. Now then, what was it you wanted to ask again? We were discussing what your actions and whereabouts for today were. And if you happen to know what Mr. Coachen's actions and whereabouts were as well. Very well, let's see. I've been busy all day from morning until now. First I woke up and brushed my teeth. Had a shit, a shower, and a shave. In that order. Had a roll for breakfast. Hold it. Fascinating. How about if you just skip to the relevant parts for me? Oh, you just like a condensed version. Alright, I can do that for you. First things first, you gotta know we're a real one. You didn't get my ass. You didn't bait me. You almost got me. We should start selling. I think we've seen this already. Yeah. You know anything about this guy? Oh dear! If people were to find out that a murder occurred at our embassy, the number of tourists would plummet, as would our revenues. It would be a total disaster. What are we going to do? He really does seem worried. I'm sure refrain from bringing this up. Oh no, do we got anything that might... You know anything about this guitar pick? Ambassador. I think you would know. Okay, well. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know anything about this photo? No, my bad. Alright, I guess you don't know shit, man. So, what did Mr. Coachen and you do this morning? Well, originally, we were supposed to meet and shake hands at the Jammin' Ninja. And then, well, jam a little, if you know what I mean. But Manny and I wanted to turn it into a photo op, so we were tidying up his office. You helped clean Mr. Coachen's office? Why were you not cleaning your own? Oh, I think I forgot to mention this, but my office is currently undergoing renovations. Put that in your logic box and smoke it. Which is why both the Prima Duck statue and the Bobolese knife set are down here. I see. Oh, but the tidying didn't take much, really. We just burned some files that were no longer needed, and expired coupons in the fireplace. I bet cleaning up the fireplace must have been a real pain, though, huh? Did you guys just be setting official documents on fire? Is there a procedure for that? About that, I forgot to clean the ashes out. I guess I'm up creek without Manny here to get angry at me. An ambassador like yourself has been on the receiving end of a secretary's anger? Oh, he was very good at being mad. Why, even just this morning he got mad at me. I spilled some Babalise ink onto the back wall when I was burning the files, you see. And he got mad at me, saying I should treat the ink with more respect. I like about the boss getting bossed around. That's about it for what we did this morning. Just some cleaning. Don't tell me I had no other work to do. Being an ambassador and all. It's, well, I mean, I'm sure some ambassadors have many things to do, but, well, we're a small country. We don't really have all that much diplomatic weight to pull around. I mainly just kind of sit around and wait for important people to come visit. Now then, if you could tell me what you and Mr. Coachen did this afternoon? Manny and I went down together to Theatrum Neutralis. We had to be there for the start of the Steel Samurai stage show, or the SSSS, as we like to call it. After the show started, I went back to my office on the 5th floor, alone. They were together until the start of the Steel Samurai show. A while later, after I'd straightened myself up a bit, I returned to the theater. Because I was to take part in the photo op on stage at the end of the show. There was a commemorative photo op at the end. It was a fantastic photo of the three of us, Ambassador Alba, the Steel Samurai, and moi. After the photo shoot, I went back to my office on the 5th floor, alone, to prepare for my handshake photo op with the Jammin' Ninja. He seems to be rather overworked for an ambassador. Brother, you just said he didn't do shit. When I got to my office, that's when the first fire broke out and I escaped down the stairs. And I finally got to pull the fire alarm, which has been taunting me every day when I walk to my office. It just sits there on the wall and I want to pull it, but I know if I pull it, people will get mad at me, so I don't pull it, but gosh, I want to pull it. You know what I'm saying, Edgeworth? My office was completely destroyed, but thankfully no one was hurt. Well, somebody was hurt, but that wasn't the fire's fault, probably. I admit I ran away from the first fire as fast as my legs could carry me. But during the second one, I pitched in and helped the embassy staff put it out. So you didn't see Mr. Coachen again after the start of the Steel Samurai show? That's right, and the next time I saw him, he was lying there in an eternal sleep. I see. Ambassador Palliano, I thank you very much for your help. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more assistance, Mr. Edgeworth. If there's anything else, please don't hesitate to ask, alright? I wonder if you might tell me what you noticed about Mr. Coachen's bottle of ink? I just thought of it right now, but during the second fire, Manny was worried about his office, so he came rushing back. I called out to him and I received no reply. I used my spare key to open the door. Wait, didn't you just say you hadn't seen him since the show? You didn't see him until after the Steel Samurai show. I thought the first fire was after this, but maybe I'm wrong. Right? Had to be there for the start of the show. I went back to my office on the 5th floor alone. A little while later, I returned to the theater. After the photo shoot, I went back to my office on the 5th floor, prepared for my photo op with the Jammin' Ninja. Then the first fire broke out. You're a fucking liar, man. Right? Like, I don't know if that's necessarily supposed to be something I'm supposed to like, ooh, that's a piece of logic, or if they just messed up. Like, these contradict each other, but like, I don't know if they're supposed to contradict each other. That or I'm missing something. When I did, I was greeted by roaring green flames. The flames were so big I wasn't able to see into the room at all. The fire was green. What was the cause? You know, Edgy. If I know, you know. Well, wit crystal oil burns green when it's lit, so you can see by this lantern. Bombelli's ink is made from the same oil, which means it would also burn green. You know, I too had thought it was Manny's ink that had caught on fire. That's why I was surprised to find there was still a bottle of ink left on his desk. The case of the perplexing green flames. Talk about a mystery. I don't know if I can fit that into the YouTube title, Kay, but we appreciate the suggestion. You know, I only got a 100 character limit, and some of it's already taken up by like the actual title of the game and everything. But I mean, it's a pretty short title, so we got like a decent number of real estate to work with. But the case of the perplexing green flame, we gotta drop some words from that, man. Ain't nobody got time to read all them words, man. What exactly was it that caught on fire in here? Okay. What do I got? I got fireplace, I got renovations. I don't think I can do shit with that. Okay. Yeah, because wasn't there something I could look at? Yeah, I could deduce. Is this spot connected to the evidence I hold? Well, spilled ink on the back wall and left ashes. And that would be this stuff, I guess. I mean, I think we hit everything up, but I don't know. No. What about this lantern? Oil burns yellow green. Great science experiment. Alright, I think we've seen this. Okay, so yeah, so it was supposed to be on the 5th floor, but it got moved. You ain't no shit about that? I don't know what to do. I mean, these aren't really connected. I don't see the connection. I don't know. We actually should take a break here. Well, before we do that, just out of curiosity, this shouldn't work, but I just gotta check. Okay. All is forgiven. I don't see the clip, but we'll look at the desk in a little bit. We're back! Can you believe that the building's still on fire, Edgeworth? That's crazy! Let's learn the truth about that fire. What was going on? I don't really remember. Oh yeah, I didn't know what to do. I know, big shocker. So there's this thingy, which I mean, this has a little notch in it, but this is a fucking piece of paper. I mean, it's the same. But that's not a piece of paper. And granted, this has a receiving notch, not something that sticks into it, right? I have a pick that's wet. Could you fit the pick in the thing? Wait, really? It would appear this piece of evidence is related? Is it really, though? To what exact? Okay, I was like, there's no way that's it. Alright, so perhaps it wasn't related after all. Okay, you fucking got me. Wait, don't tell me! Is it something that thieves can't see? Huh. Why don't we say that's it and move on? I was just joking, you know, Mr. Edgeworth. You're a dummy. It's just a way of saying that when you make a mistake, you should just admit to it. Ugh! It appears you noticed after all. What else could we deduce on? There's some ink, which is... He has some ink, and the ink is mostly intact. I mean, I don't know what the bottle's made out of. Maybe it's fireproof, but I don't even really know what I would do with that. Burns green. What if I told you that this ink was in fact ink? Huh? Huh? I mean, this doesn't seem like it would fit with the thingy. Yeah. That's definitely something. Okay, spilled ink onto the wall while burning files. Left ashes there. Eureka! It would appear... No, okay. Didn't really... I was like, maybe it's like, oh, the ink is supposed to be spilled, but it's still mostly full. What is this even supposed to be? Oh, it's a notepad? Okay, a souvenir from somewhere else. A notepad. A notepad. A notepad. A notepad. Okay, this could be a... If that's supposed to be a notepad, then this could be a piece of paper on the notepad. Is that just it? Didn't I already try this, though? Didn't we try that at the end of the well, not the end of the last video, but like before we cut for break? Maybe we didn't. Maybe I just thought about it and then I thought I already did it. Eureka! Okay, that makes sense. Because we did notice they look... Because that was the first thing I thought when we saw it, I guess. But I didn't realize that was supposed to be a notepad. Because it's been like a week since we clicked on it. I thought it was like a... Because it doesn't really look like a notepad. It looks more like it's like a block. But I can see how it's like a mostly full notepad. Or a sticky note thing. The shape of this notepad matches the shape of this note we found. Hey, you're right! What is it? Looks like something straight out of Monument Valley. Ah yes, that notepad is a souvenir from somewhere in your country. We've been collecting them for the purposes of studying them, you see. Well, that means that you kind of blew up our spot there then. If you have a bunch of them, then we can't really connect it to anything. Because it could just be anyone had these notepads then. Yes, I do. You do seem to be quite passionate about it. Would you like to see my souvenir, Mr. Edgeworth? I promise it's one of a kind. I'd love to show it to you. Are you sure they haven't been burnt to a crisp by the fires? Ambassador, I wonder if you might recognize the handwriting on this note? This looks like Manny's handwriting. I see. In that case, did you figure something out? This note was found in Alibast. Specifically, it was found being firmly grasped by the murdered Damask 2. Damask 2? Then this note... Yes, it was a request from Mr. Coachen for Damask 2 to steal the Prima Duck statue. Well, I mean... You're right, but I feel like you can't really be right. Well, because A, he's not in this game, except for the cameo, kind of, I guess, in the background. But, like, the dude did just say they've been collecting these notepads. So we can't really assume that Coachen was the only one who would have been able to write the note. If a bunch of other, if, you know, there's multiple notepads that could have been utilized. Manny tried to steal Alabast's Prima Duck statue. Holy hell, that's based! If he was still alive, I'd give him a promotion. We would know for sure if we could run a handwriting analysis. Ambassador, do you have any documents that were handwritten by Mr. Coachen? I don't... Edgeworth, I know you're like ace and all that, but are you qualified to do a handwriting analysis? Because, I mean, that's like a... You know, there's a real art to that shit. You don't just kind of like, it pretty much looks the same to my eyes. Now... Yeah, that's pretty much right most of the time. But I would sure hate to get indicted or even worse, convicted, because you basically, this handwriting looks pretty similar to me, partner. Oh, that's I have to gumshoe later. Okay, he's not gonna like do it right now. Now, do I trust Gumshoe to do it either? No. But presumably it's Gumshoe's gonna hand it to somebody else, right? You don't think Gumshoe would be the type to just be like, I'm not gonna fill out a form to do that, partner. I think they pretty much look the same to me. I'm just gonna tell them I did it. I can't believe that Manny would even think of doing something like this. You have any idea as to why he would have requested the theft of the statue? Because it's ours by right? There's one possibility, but mind you, it's my personal speculation. Anything you can tell me would be of great help, Ambassador. But first you have to walk over here. Okay, I'm tired of shouting across the room like a damn Alabastian. Right? I'm Babalese, right? Yeah, we hate those A guys. What? No. I always do that. I believe you said you might have an idea as to why Mr. Coachen hired Damask 2? Actually, I fear it may be my fault. Well, not in the legal sense. I'll never spend a day in jail. As I was telling you earlier, we were to determine which statue was the real one as part of today's event. But because of the Yada Grossi and the fire here, that got canceled, didn't it? Well, we always know in our hearts that ours is the real one. I'm actually relieved the rest of the event has been canceled. For you see, Bobbly's statue is, well, just I dare not even say the word, or else I'll be struck down by the divine butterfly or flower. We're the butterfly people, yes, that kind of looks like a butterfly, I suppose. I could also see this definitely being a flower. Like a side view of a flower, you know, like there's like kind of like the opening and the, but like also it looks pretty butterfly-y, but like this part I guess kind of throws me off. And did Mr. Coachen know about the Bobble's Prima Duck statue? Of course he knew! We all know that we're frauds here! That's why he was the only person I could consult with! We'd have to do something once our statue was revealed as a replica. And to be expected, I was very nervous today as this would impact our country's authority. I don't think anybody would give a shit. I would give a shit. I understand. When I told Manny my concerns, he said, "Let me handle it. It'll be alright." I'll find a way to make sure you're the ambassador of the reunited Cadopia. At the time, I thought he was just trying to cheer me up. But when I saw that note, I realized he was serious. Some might even say, dead serious. Because he's dead.
Hold it!
You can't put me in jail for telling a bad joke, alright? Comedy isn't cancelled yet. Mr. Coachen conducted a lot of business behind your back. I assume he did all that to ensure that you are the next Cadopian ambassador? But why was he trying so hard, I wonder? But like, when you say you're the ambassador, are you the ambassador for every country on the planet at once? That seems kind of hard, man. Because usually, you know, countries have one ambassador per, maybe not every single country, but, you know, at least the major ones. You try and hit them up. I mean, you know, you gotta have like a number of ambassadors relative to how important your nation is usually. You know, if you're like a small nation, you gotta at least hit up the big boys or girls, however the country's, you know, whatever. I don't know, it's just weird him be like, so he's gonna be like the ambassador for Cadopia, but you don't do anything. Like you just stay in the embassy. I don't have, it's like you're the ambassador for your own country. I don't have an answer yet as to why he was trying so hard. I suspect he had an ulterior motive in mind beyond just simple kindness. Unless like maybe they really mean more like a different role, but they're just using the word ambassador. Detective Gumshoe, have you collected the information I requested? Got it all right here, sir. Because really you would think the Alabastian ambassador would be in Babalal and vice versa. Because you just don't do a whole lot of good if you just sit in your own embassy. Like the embassy of your own country. Because, well, I guess this is, you know, I think about it. You know, for some reason I've been thinking we're in what's supposed to be Cadopia, but I guess we're still in fake America, right? So I guess when he says he wants to be the ambassador, he wants to be the Cadopian ambassador to fake America. Because we're not actually, I mean, we're in Cadopia in the sense of like embassies or, you know, sovereign territory, kind of. Here you go, Kay. Feel free to take a look. I guess it's one of the problems about doing the case over the period of like a month. What is all this, Gummy? It's all the information on the room I got from the embassy and Interpol people. You know, sometimes you gotta rubber duck to figure out what the hell's going on. You gotta, you know, have a conversation with yourself to remember what you should know, but you've forgotten. Because you have no time to record anymore and it kind of sucks. No, exactly. Yeah. I think I've already said that. I don't know, partner. Good work, detective. Oh, it was nothing, sir. I'm an expert at getting people to talk. Wow, you two remind me so much of my father and Uncle Bad. But what do you mean? I'm not old. I'm not. You know, I'm young, maybe. As a prosecutor and detective, your dynamic is just like theirs back in the day. I feel like that's an insult to us and a compliment to Gumshoe. Because, well, I mean, we don't really know your dad, but he got taken out, and Edgeworth, I mean, it ain't gonna end like that for him, alright? There's no way he's getting taken out by some fake prosecutor lady. No shot. Well, don't you worry, I'm gonna find my own wonderful partner someday. And when I do, I'm gonna become a good Yatagarasu, just like my father, right?
Hold it!
Please don't ask me questions to which I have no answers to, Kay. That's how I feel. Can I use that anytime the game asks me something? And it's not like one of those that's like immediately obvious. However, I can say that it's truly a wonderful thing to find a partner you can trust. You bet! Gosh, I wish I had a sidekick. So, what now, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, I'd like to ask you for a favor. Yeah? The gadget. Oh, I forgot about that shit. Mr. Thief, is it? That thing you call your secret weapon. The plot bullshit. You mean Little Thief? You're coming to rely on it, aren't you? What did we call it?
Hold it!
The classic. It's like a 4-pixel thing you can click on, and if you slightly move the mouse, it's like, oh, you want to advance the dialogue? What did we call it? We called it Mr. Thief? Oh, it's Little Thief. Yeah, okay. Yeah, both names are about equal. Kinda like Mr. Thief a little bit more, though. I don't need a crutch like that. I'm only asking because I need it for the investigation. I mean, I don't need a crutch like that. I'm only asking I need it for the investigation. From the information Dr. Gumshoe gathered in the ambassador's testimony, I'd like you to please recreate this room as it was during the 3rd floor fire. The virtual fires won't burn me, will it? You got it. All right, here we go. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares take wing, one alone remains all seen. Now witness the true powers of a real modern-day Robin Hood. Well, like modern-day Crow Hood. It seems there are other things beside what the ambassador mentioned that have changed. It's possible we might find the escape route the person K saw used as well. You know, I'm gonna be honest, the VR shit's silly as hell. You know, when they first used it in the last one before last actually, like, using it to visualize, like, ballistics and trajectory in a sense, like the idea of like, okay, we're seeing how the gun would have had to have been shot if the person was on the stage, or vice versa, like, that was mostly fine. But the whole, we're just gonna, like, invent shit, I don't really like at all. Like, it being used as, like, because I kind of get what they're going for, and I think there is a universe in which it could have been kind of a nifty little gimmick. But they're not really, they're just kind of using it to, like, create new information, and I don't really like that. What is this? Some sort of light show I was not told about? It's the power of a true vigilante. It's recreating the room with the info I inputted. Like, where did we get the info that the grandfather clock shifted? Like, that's just silly. That's certainly one interesting device you have there, Miss Faraday. I believe it's about time we return to our investigation. Okay, I think we're at about time. At the very least, this is a good enough stopping point, so we're gonna go ahead and call it here. Next time we'll investigate Mr. Little Thief. See what they've got to say. And don't get burned by the spooky fire! The spooky fire!